Hey kids, good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, whatever the case may be for you. Here we go again. Since more on a personal note, I have an ungrateful son. Only child I've got. I was 23 when he was born. I paid my full support. I had rearages when I started paying. Got all those caught up. I had custody of him in his late teens rather. It was the best time he ever had at school. Best grades he ever had. Matter of fact, there came an incident where he ended up staying with his mom during the Christmas vacation under false claims of me beating on him. What I'd found out is while he was gone, after he decided during Christmas vacation he was going to remain at Mama's in his late teens because he wasn't getting his way, the school called me. He said, "Hey, we have some of Alan's stuff here." So I went up to the school and they pulled out 3 duffel bags I'd never seen. I got looking in there and there were school supplies, staples, staplers, pencils, pens, other kids' notebooks, reports, all kinds of stuff of other people's. Well, I took one good look at it. I had all 3 open and I looked at it and said, I don't recognize any of this as his. The vice principal walked over to the window and tapped on the window. I didn't know what that was about. In walks the county sheriff. Because I told him, I, I don't recognize any of it. I'm not taking any of this. I saved my ass right there. And maybe even Alan's. Well, not so much, but he was gone. He was never going to come back and answer for it. They were going to arrest me if I took that off school property. Alan had been stealing since the day he got there. Even the bags that was stuff was in were stolen. And I told them, I said, contact me when you figure out what is his that's in here actually, and they never did. Yeah, I had a thief, but he wasn't stealing at home. He was stealing away from home. After he left, he went back to his mama's, and he was there, I don't think, 3, 4 weeks. And she realized he was incorrigible. He was unable to control his behavior. So she sent him to a boys' home that was only about 2 miles away from me. I didn't find out till after he got out that he was there. Had I known, I'd been able to go up there and maybe save him at the last, very end, before he became an adult. His mom didn't want to admit her failures or my achievements with him. After that, he stayed down south and helped his uncles brew meth because they were too stupid to. And he had his mom's mindset. And her brothers, like I told you earlier in these, that they started getting him high at 9. I I can admit I have smoked pot with my son. The first time I ever smoked any pot with my son, he was 19. Well, there have been other things that have happened since then. Like I said, he lived with my brother 3 different times. My brother, I love him very much, but he has, I don't know what you call it, he has a lower view of women than I do. Not like my son, though. My son's is much lower. By his mother's conduct, I can't really blame him. I won't go into detail about that right now. But after living with my brother 3 different times, at the end he ended up stealing from my brother, afraid to face dad. He ended up with a woman who he more or less flipped the script that everybody had accused him of all this false crap, and everybody beat him up and stolen from him. He's fathered my grandchild through that woman. Well, just before all that, I had broke contact with a friend of mine that I had a good friendship with for 16 years. This friend of mine, he was the one that I smoked that spice with. Don't give me no more of that. Please don't smoke. Don't give me no more of that. I had told him and his mom before that you don't want my son around because he's a thief. It was about 2 or 3 months after things had broke off with me and this friend of mine. My son ended up there. Some things have happened since then that I'll talk about those in another video. Him and Steve had a connection that I can't ignore. They both think of women in the same context. They're both cold-hearted alike. I only pray to God that my suspicions are wrong. Other things have happened, and I'll talk about those later on. I only wish that my son would realize the kind of father he has. He knows that I'm loving, caring, and very deep-minded, but I'm moral at the same time. And as I think my morality that upsets him because of what he was taught by his uncles and what he saw in his own mom's life. Thanks for listening, everyone. I appreciate it. Sorry it got so serious, but hey, just giving you insight to this crazy old man's world. Hey, thanks for coming. We'll see you on the next one, okay? Till then, peace out.